Well, hello everybody. I missed, it looks like, Harvest Day 1. Maria and I were just going to head down there, see what was going on.
I don't care because I was watching TV.
You were watching TV, huh? So we, yeah, so we were walking down there and then everybody was coming back. So give me a little rundown here, Sam, what was going on today.
Just setting everything up down there, pulling pipe, and getting everything prepped for tomorrow morning.
You guys pulled one bed of pipe?
Yep, just one bed of pipe.
Okay.
So.
Alright, sounds good. Oh, looks like they're here to gas up. Bjorn, you got your first hour in. What do you think of that?
Fun.
Awesome.
Hour and a half.
Well, whatever it was. Nice. He still says it's fun. We're going to check in with you daily.
You just...
Oh, what do you got, Joe?
Dog park.
Oh, that looks like a little dog park thing, huh?
Dog park.
So Joe, he took off down on the marsh. I didn't even know it. I was peeling garden carrots and there he went. So here on day 1, as Warren heads out on the marsh to rake the first 5-acre bed, I am heading into the house to make some supper. Tonight, we are going to be having brats and hash browns and then carrots. So our garden carrots, well, I guess you really can't tell what they look like when they were growing from that, but our garden carrots did not get the length, I guess, that I was hoping for, but they got really big around. So what I've been doing is just pulling carrots just about every single day, and then we just have carrots for supper. So rather than try to store them, I'm just eating them. And one thing to point out that with gardening, it isn't always just about growing enough to preserve for the winter, but I mean, although that's really nice to do, it's also really helpful on the budget to, what is in the microwave? Oh, the buns. It's also really nice just to have the fresh vegetables, because I notice a huge decrease, well, a decrease in our vegetable budget, I guess. So although maybe it doesn't help us per se with the bottom line, because I still am spending the grocery money, it does allow us to buy some other fun things, or maybe some more expensive cuts of meat, since we're growing our own vegetables. And also for supper here, we're going to be having some cucumbers. Those are from the garden. Tomato from the garden. Green peppers from the garden. Carrots, these are just baby carrots, no. A little bit of muskmelon that I cut up earlier today. Those were the last 2. They were about softball size and they were from the garden. And then we'll just be having, I have some things out here for our brats. This here is called Awesome Sauce. It is equal parts of sweet teriyaki sauce, honey mustard dressing, and what is that? Buffalo wing sauce. And this is really tasty stuff. So I thought that would be tasty on a brat. now the question is he actually going to want to stop? What do you think, Maria? Is he going to want to stop for supper? Do you think he'll go to the end?
Let's wait till we go to the end.
Your shirt's looking a little more like a U-neck than a V-neck.
Yeah, I know.
Like the commercial.
I didn't know it was a fashion show.
You didn't know you had to be stage ready here?
Yeah, exactly. Oh wow. This looks yummy. This crop looks good without the wind blowing. You can just see it all laying right out there. It looks kind of cool.
It is. It's beautiful.
I love the like cool color. Like at harvest when it's all bloomed up.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is day 2 of what we sometimes refer to as early harvest. This is when we are harvesting the high reds. I'm not sure if I told you guys that yesterday, but we're harvesting high reds. And look who I have. I think this is the first video I have where I'm actually holding this little guy. Emily does not know this, but show us the little sweatshirt, Peter. Hold it up.
We got this little sweatshirt for Cole.
Okay, yep, you can take the sticker off. It's a size 6 to 9 month, which is a little bit, probably going to be too big. Take the sticker off, honey. I saw this at Walmart. It said new to the crew, and we always call it the harvest crew when the people are coming on like the first day. Is the crew here yet? And so we saw that. I'm like, we have to get that for him. And then it was the perfect color too. So we're going to see about putting him into that little sweatshirt, and then we're going to go for a walk down in the marsh. Uh-oh. I think that's what we're going to do. We'll see. Hi there. Hi there, young man. How are you? Look at your cute little outfit today. Hi. Hi. Oh, boo. Boo. Yeah. Okay, let's see about putting on this sweatshirt. Let's see, are you gonna like this? Huh? Peekaboo. Oh, he closed his eyes and wrinkled up. He's like, I don't know about this stuff. I don't know about all this stuff. Smiling. Are you smiling at us? Big yawn? Big stretch? Okay, come on. Stretch your arms out. Oh. Do you think we're going to have to feed him before we go?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We might be able to manage a walk.
He's adorable. He's so cute. So cute. So cute.
That is a big sweatshirt. New to the crew. Is this your first year with Cranberry Harvest?
Yes.
Is it your first year? I want to give you guys a peek at lunches for the week as well. So this is going to be like harvest and lunches and probably our suppers. It's just going to be one big video for you all. I hope that you guys are going to enjoy it a lot. So today for lunch, we're going to have chili dogs. This is just a great big pack of hot dogs here. I get the all beef. These are the ballpark ones from Walmart. And then it's 2 cans of this chili. Now, obviously, if I was really thinking ahead here, I could have made some smaller amounts of chili to keep like in the freezer or something. But when we eat chili, we eat it all up. So there's never any left over to freeze. So I just pick up these quick little cans, throw this in. I have this on high. I need to find the lid. And then we are going to be heading out on the marsh. This is just a really simple way to make a lunch if you are homeschooling, if you are out and about in the morning and you want to have something ready to go when you get home. Some thawed hot dog buns, a little bit of shredded cheese, and if you're really fancy, some diced onion, and lunch is served. What did we find here, Joe?
Snake tracks.
No, not a snake. What is this?
Is tracks.
It is tracks, but do you know what from what animal?
Is mouse.
It's a snapping turtle.
Snapper turtle.
See, this is where its tail would have been dragging. And then here's its claws.
Snapper turtle.
Yeah.
Tracks. Tracks is this way.
It was going that way, but what was it?
It's a track.
But what animal? Tell me again.
It's a snapper turtle.
Yeah, snapping turtle. Joe and Colt and I are heading back to the house here because one of the things that I've kind of always been known for during harvest time is bringing snacks and drinks down on the marsh. So sometimes I'll do like a morning snack or sometimes I do an afternoon snack. It just depends on the day. But with everything, trying to get Colt all ready, and we had to get him fed, and then just, you know, just having a little baby in the house again. So I totally spaced out on the snacks. And the first thing Sam said to me, yeah? Just a minute, Joe. The first thing Sam said to me when we got down there, he's like, what'd you bring for snacks? I'm like, ugh. I didn't bring any snacks. I brought a baby, but no snacks. So we're heading back. We're gonna actually not walk back down. We're gonna go on the UTV. So we have a bag of candy bars today. Really, really easy snacks. A lot of times I try to make something homemade. Not today. We're just gonna do some candy bars and some Gatorades, and then I'm gonna see if I have anything else in the pantry, like little snack sized or individual sized packages of anything, and we're gonna run that down. And it looks like the bumpy ride put that little guy almost asleep. Maybe not. Shh. Let's see if it's clear. Looks good.
It's dead?
Oh no, it's alive.
Yeah, it is.
That's pretty cool. You wanna hold it?
How do you hold it?
Well, it's not gonna bite you, Peter. See, it's not biting. So I'm just gonna lay it into your hand. Oh.
Is this a poisonous snake? Because why does it have a...
I don't know, but it is.
Good morning. It's day 2 of cranberry harvest here. It's 10:20 in the morning. It is about 68 degrees, really, really breezy. So far, just turning out to be a beautiful, beautiful day. It might get a little too warm though, actually, today. So we're hoping that the forecast does not come completely true, because sometimes a little too much heat isn't always good for the cranberries. especially if they're floating in water. We don't have any floating right now because yesterday they got everything loaded into the 3 semi-trailers. So today what's been happening is Warren left at about 7:15 this morning with the first dump truck, or sorry, not dump trucks this year, with the first semi-trailer, and it's, like I said, 10:20, and he just pulled away with the third one. So things are moving along at a great clip. We are gonna head down in the marsh in a little bit. I'm gonna show you guys everybody who's out there raking trash and what that all amounts to. And I did put a call out for a few questions, so I'm gonna check that on my walk down to the marsh and see what kind of questions I can answer for you guys. But what I did here yesterday, well, let me show you. Not this, that's my salsa. Oh, and that's grilled sesame chicken. So what I did yesterday is I pulled out all of our favorite bar recipes. I did not want to monkey around with cookies and things like that because it just takes a little extra time. So I looked through, I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I found 6 of our favorite bar recipes, and yesterday, I don't think I even showed you guys this, but I made peanut butter swirl bars. That is what's left of those. And today I'm going to make some homemade granola bars. So I have a couple different recipes that I tend to make. This one I don't think I make quite as often, but I had all of the exact, well, I shouldn't even say that. I had almost all of the exact ingredients. You'll see, do you see that? There's cornflakes in here. It calls for Rice Krispies. I didn't have Rice Krispies, but I did have cornflakes. So wish me luck. I'm hoping that everybody just gobbles these up and, you know, they don't even bat an eye about it. In here I have flax seed, like milled flax seed, and then there's oatmeal and cornflakes, supposed to be Rice Krispies. I did sort of like push my spoon on them to kind of break them up so they weren't quite such big pieces. So I'm hoping that that works. Over here, I just have melted together coconut oil and what else is in here? Honey and peanut butter. What else? Vanilla, there's a little salt. I think that's about it. And I have that all melted up. I'm going to, I just kind of let it cool just for a few minutes here while I chat with you guys. Then I'm going to pour it over top of the mixture here. I might put chocolate chips in here. Still kind of deciding on that. The recipe, of course, calls for chocolate chips, but we'll see. Okay, so I just peeked, and I don't have any actual sweetened cranberries, which I know that's what my family would prefer, but I do have some of these Honestly cranberry. These are unsweetened dried cranberries. Absolutely nothing else in the bag except for dried cranberries. You know, they're going to taste tart. They have a little bit of a different, you know, they're not quite as chewy. Let's see if I can focus in on that. So they do have a little bit different texture. They're not quite as chewy, but, and of course they're not going to be sweet at all, quite tart. But what I like to do is I'm just going to put them right into this mixture. Let them kind of soak up some of the moisture from here and the sweetness, and then I'm going to pour those right into the granola bars. There's brown sugar in here too. I can't remember if I mentioned that. So coconut oil, brown sugar, peanut butter, and honey. Okay, aren't those beautiful? So I decided against the chocolate chips for a couple reasons, I guess. Number one, because I tasted a little bit of it and I just did not think it really needed the extra sweetness. And number two, when you're trying to stay in a budget and you know that you're going to be doing, oh, that lighting is kind of weird, and you know that you're going to be doing a lot of baking, sometimes it's kind of helpful to not put in quite as many add-ins into something, because that obviously is going to increase the cost of that item. And so like yesterday I did a peanut butter, the peanut butter swirl bars, which has chocolate chips, and then I did want to save my chocolate chips to do some chocolate chip blondies when I get butter. And so I have a grocery pickup that I'm going to be doing tonight at Walmart between 7 and 8, and then I will have butter again, and I will save the chocolate chips for the chocolate chip blondies. So that's just kind of, I guess, I'm just thinking out loud here and kind of talking you guys through my thought process here, you know, when trying to just kind of stay on a budget.
Hurting my thumb right now.
on over there. Alright, we got the second day with another snake.
And this is the Mississauga rattlesnake.
Yeah,
Most poisonous snake in the world.
No.
I don't think...
It's the most poisonous rattlesnake, but
Okay.
they inject such a little amount that you can't die. But you... Oh yeah, look. He's shaking his tail right now.
He's shaking his tail. Yeah, I don't really like that.
I don't really know how I'm going to let him go, because he's going to try to whip around and bite me.
I don't know either what you're going to do. Sam, stop
Stinks.
it. Probably. So I'm a little bit out of breath. And it's really, really windy today, like upwards of 30-mile-an-hour winds. And so I hope that you guys can hear me. But what happened is I'm in the house and I'm feeding Colt, and all of a sudden I hear the sound. It's a semi. I'm like, a UPS semi? What in the world? I assumed that maybe Nick had ordered something duck hunting related and had it shipped to our place. But no, it's actually the boom. So we use these, and I will show you later today. It's been an odd day here today. Very odd. But later today, we are going to head down there, but I'll show you what the boom is. So we have these black booms that like a great big corral, and it corrals the fruit. Anyway, we had ordered one back in January, and here it is, September, and it just came. And it's on a skid, and it needs to be unloaded because the UPS guy doesn't. He's over there. Oh, Warren's coming to give me a ride. All right, thanks. All right, so I had to run down on the marsh to get Warren. I'm not sure if I made that clear. I'm not sure if I made that clear at the beginning. That's why I was out of breath. So anyway, I had to pick up Warren, and we got to go, or he's got to go and figure out how to unload this thing. Here we go. This is the same spot we unloaded one how many years ago? It was like the first year vlogging.
Yeah. Yep, looks like what I'm looking for. 12 inch. Yep, 12 inch.
Nice.
That'll do it.
Alrighty.
Well, it made it here. That's good.
That is good. How's the day going?
It's going well. Pulling the pipe now. It could be a little cooler.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have the pipe out within an hour here and then start raking.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
hoping to have it done just before dark. That's the goal. So.
All right. Sounds good.
Alrighty.
Catch you later.
Yeah.
So today has been quite a weird day. I keep saying to you I'm going to take you guys down on the marsh, but you know what? Everything is basically done down there for the day. This morning we didn't get down there because, you know, we just had little baby Colt and things happened, and then all of a sudden they came up. It was 10 to 11, and then they had to wait for water to come up, and they weren't going back out until 2 o'clock. Well, at that point I already had salsa simmering on the stove, and I just did not want to leave that. And here we are. It's like supper time. I think it's 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that. And this is one of the meals that I had put together when Emily was over last week. And this, I'm calling this awesome sauce chicken. It had some other name, but yeah, so this was marinating in the freezer. And what is this? It's sweet teriyaki sauce and honey mustard dressing and buffalo wing sauce. And so you just mix it all together in equal parts. I have the chicken marinating, and now we're grilling it. There's the salsa simmering away. And then in here, oh, I forgot I put foil on it. Those are cheesy potatoes. That's another one of the meals that Emily and I put together. Actually, I think it was just me. I think we had kind of exhausted ourselves on the one day with as much as we could get done, and so then the next day I put together a few more things. So anyway, that's what we're going to be having for supper tonight. Pretty basic. I don't even think I'm throwing any extra vegetables or anything like that with it. I am going to try to sit down though in the, oh boy, we'll see. Okay, Joe, what do you got here? So I was going to try to sit down next to Joe and see if he could maybe not hog the camera too much. What do you think? Do you think you can do this without hogging the camera?
I'm gonna do the breakfast.
What do you have?
Is Woody.
You have Woody?
Buzz here. The first guy. And then this cowboy. Yeehaw! That's Nick and Babu.
I had posted something on the community tab, which is where you really have to go if you want to leave any comments for me, or you have any further questions, or really anything like that. YouTube has my comments turned off permanently, and so the community tab is where it's at. Yes, you're going to have to do some splaining here.
All right, what do you want to know?
Okay, so first let's just address the water topic. So I put a call out here the other day on my community tab here that for questions regarding cranberry harvest and cranberry farming and stuff like that. So there were a few different people that asked questions about water.
Okay.
And where we get our water from. If the water that the kids are swimming in is the same water that we do the flooding,
Swimming.
and things like that. So
yeah, it is the same water. Yeah.
Yep.
We have a system of 3 tiers of reservoirs, and basically we collect surface water, runoff from rain events. We don't really have any natural springs or anything. It's just basically reservoirs that we've built in the last, well, going on 75 years here soon. What is it now? 73 years? So a lot of these reservoirs were started back when the marsh was started in 47, and we've just improved upon them. And we hold water in 3 different levels. These upper ponds are designed that when they're full, they naturally run. We call this the swale. It's just a rock covered low spot in the dike that allows the water to run across. We did try using old tires to help hold the soil in as the water flowed through. But then I have the ability through a system of bulkheads that I can pull water out of these ponds and move them down to the main pond by the house if we need them for the cranberries. But if it's a wet year and we have plenty of water, I don't touch these ponds at all. They just maintain wildlife and fish.
Oh, look at that!
There goes a bluegill right there.
There's a fish.
That's a bluegill. Just swam through.
That's funny. It's so cool.
On its way to the main pond.
That's so cool.
So, are there any other questions?
Yeah. You sound like a teacher. Are there any more questions? Lisa specifically asked a question about, let me see if I can get to it here. She specifically asked, what are the differences in taste, color, and size, and why is there a split between what I've been kind of calling our first harvest and then the second harvest?
Well, as far as taste, color, there's not a lot of difference in cranberries.
Yeah, if I can just interject here, I would say that those things, taste, color, and size, really just matters to the farmer, not so much to the consumer. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
They're just
a cranberry is a cranberry, especially when they process it. Every cranberry looks the same after it's processed. Basically, we don't raise cranberries for taste differential. We raise cranberries for color differential, and that's why we have what we call the early harvest, which we're in the middle of right now. They're just an earlier variety, and they ripen 3 weeks before the normal varieties. And you have to take them when they're just ripe, because if you let them stay on the vine too long, they get soft. And the industry right now needs a firm berry for slicing to make the sweet and dried cranberries. And size.
it just helps for harvesting.
For us personally,
Yeah.
we're able to break the harvest up into two, and we're able to do it early when you don't have to deal
Excuse
with
me.
ice. And
okay? Just wait.
you know, sometimes during the regular harvest in October, the weather gets really nasty, and we deal with ice and frozen equipment, and it can be really hard. Where with these early varieties, you know,
We have
honestly,
beautiful weather.
Beautiful weather. In
At least
fact,
this year.
we're more worried about it being too warm, because you don't want the fruit floating in warm water, because it is not good for it. But then as far as size, you want to try to grow a berry that has good size, because it makes it easier to slice for the sweet and dried cranberry. So there are different varieties that are bigger than others. So, and honestly, the thing that drives it the most for the farmer is varieties that provide consistent rebud, so that year after year we can get a consistent crop. Because a lot of the natural occurring vines, more or less the
Like they might call them an heirloom or the native.
the natives, those tend to fluctuate more as far as their bud and rebud. So you'll, with a native variety such as a Searles or whatnot, you'll have a really good crop, and then the next year it'll be down, and you'll be up and down, up and down, up and down. The newer varieties, much more consistent, and that's what you need if you want to stay in business. You need consistent crops that will provide you the kind of fruit that you need.
All right, and since he likes to talk, yes, you do.
Honestly, I don't
You
like to
say you
talk.
don't like to, but you do. So we're going to stop it now, and we'll answer some more questions tomorrow.
All right.
Here to the rescue. Hold on to your batteries. There's turbulence ahead. Look out!
Look out!
Hello.
Oh no.
I think we're stuck. We need to take a run at it.
Hold on. Well, it is Thursday now, and it's getting close to 2 o'clock. I have not been doing the greatest job of keeping track, at least vlogging wise, everything that has been going on the Cranberry Marsh this week. It just sometimes gets full, and as you guys know, I have had Colt, and so just adding you know, almost 3-month-old baby into the mix changes things up. And I think Joseph knows that there's a baby in the house because he's like, oh, she's sitting down and feeding Colt. I think I'm gonna go run off into places that I shouldn't be. So it's been a little bit hectic that way. But anyway, I just wanted to stop in here. I'm melting some butter right now because I am making 3 chicken pot pies. 2 of them for me and 1 for Emily. And because last week we did not get to all of the things that we wanted to make. And so this week I've been trying to put together the last things when I have a free moment. So that's what I'm working on right now. Harvesting is actually done for this week, and we will get back to it on Sunday and Monday, and there probably will be maybe a little bit of work on Tuesday as well that is specific to cranberry harvest. But anyway, I wanted to answer a few more of these questions here. So one of them is asking for the best way to freeze cranberries. So really the best thing to do if you are, if you're buying them from the store, depending on what your bag says, it might say already washed, it might say it needs to be washed. Depending on what it says, follow those directions. Then just lay them out on like a dish towel to dry. Sometimes it can be helpful if you have a lot of them to put a fan over top of them, just kind of blowing across them. Get them dry, put them into freezer bags, and you can put them in whatever size freezer bag you like. I store mine in the gallon freezer bags because you can take out as many as you want at a time because they don't freeze together into just like a rock hard chunk, you know, like sometimes strawberries will kind of freeze together a little bit more or something like that. So that's really the best way to freeze them. You can keep them in a deep freeze for over a year without, you know, any kind of breakdown. If you're putting them in just like your regular fridge freezer, something like that, I probably wouldn't keep them for much more than a year. Who in the household does not like cranberries? And that's kind of a funny question because I think everybody has like different ways they like them. Pretty much across the board, everybody will eat them if they're like fresh, raw cranberries dipped in caramel dip. Everybody will eat those. But then when it comes to like cranberry bread, or I don't know, how about you, Amber? How do you, like, what's your favorite way to eat a cranberry? What's your least favorite way?
I like them to drink.
Okay, so Amber really likes to, like when we make the fresh or the unsweetened cranberry juice, I think you really like that.
Yeah.
And then I know that, like, she'll eat them if they're in bread and muffins and stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not my favorite, but I'll do it.
Okay, so, but, I mean, Warren, he'll eat them just about any way. I really like cranberries when they're put into savory style dishes. I like them in, oh, Peter,
I'm gonna drink this, just save
you're all
it
done.
here, okay?
Okay. I really like cranberries when they are in, like, stuffing or dressing, that kind of thing. I also really like it when you mix it with maple syrup and butternut squash and Brussels sprouts and pecans. I like that kind of thing.
Right there.
You interrupt more than the little kids do. Oh, she's supposed to be having a class right now, an online class, and trying to get ready for work at the same time. Ah, college kids, huh? Okay, so I think I addressed that question. We all kind of have favorite ways to eat them, and some people have ways that are not quite their favorite. Now, it's steaming up. Sorry about that. Okay, so like I said, right now I am trying to make a roux for chicken pot pie. Be right back. So if I seem just slightly distracted, that is why. Put some onion in here. All right, let's let this cook for a little bit, and I will answer another question. So how much we keep for ourselves, and so I typically like to keep about 200 pounds of cranberries. If we have really big plans on doing like a whole lot of cranberry juice, sometimes we'll take out a little bit more. And there was a time when we kept more when Warren was making cranberry wine, but he hasn't done that in just a super long time. Okay, I just need to wait for this to bubble, so I'll answer one more question. So there was another question about how do we get started in this business, and so we're actually third-generation farmers. So Warren's grandfather started the business in 1947, and now here we are, third generation. So that's how we got started. So is that not the most beautiful pot of chicken pot pie mixture ever? Oh my gosh. This is so good, you guys. If you have not tried this recipe, I will try to remember to link it in the description box below. I know I have it typed out someplace in one of my past videos. And then I also am going to make this recipe here. So if you want to take a screenshot of that, there we go. So chocolate chip blondies. These are so good, and you know, I just want to say, never underestimate the power of something that's very, very simple. We have brown sugar, butter, eggs, vanilla, flour, baking powder, salt, and chocolate chips. I mean, there is just nothing in there that someone is going to be, you know, put off by. There's no chunks, no anything. It's just such a good recipe. So that's what I'm going to put together now. Even though harvest is all done for today and for this week here, we are going to start back up on harvest Sunday afternoon, late Sunday afternoon after Colt's baptism, and then also and Monday, and then probably a short time on Tuesday. Even so, I am going to start on making some bars for the family here. And I'm not sure if the other day I actually made it clear that what I did is I brought out all of our favorite bar recipes, and I'm just keeping those handy so that, and every day I was just kind of trying a different bar recipe here so that we'd always have something kind of on hand to snack on. It's much less expensive to do it that way than to have a bunch of pre-packaged snacks. And, you know, I just wanted simple things, so just simple bar recipes. Well, good morning. Here we are. It's Friday morning, and it froze last night, and that's why the sprinklers are going. Excuse my gravelly voice. I have not had any coffee yet this morning, but I just wanted to pop in here one last moment before closing down this video, just to, yeah, just to kind of give you a quick little peek at what it looks like when the sprinklers are all going. So Warren is out and about someplace. He's checking the sprinklers. Oh, he's just coming up the main dike right there. So it looks like he's probably driving around. He has to check every sprinkler just to make sure that there's no plug, or that there's no pipe separations, things like that. And then shortly he's going to be shutting down. So he has to wait. He'll wait until the temperature to rise above freezing, and then he will shut them down. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed getting a peek into the cranberry farming process, and we will see you in the next video. Have a fabulous day, everybody.